Okay, I'm going to look at that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second class of the Haftarah workshop. And I want to jump right into the material itself. So I'm going to make it easier. It's just going to take me a second. And then you can apologize. It'll take me just a second to find that page. I'm going to put it on the chat. But it's Beth Jacob website where I have that info. So just a sec. And there it is. Okay. So that's the first link. If you click on that, you'll see the blessings of the Haftarah. So when it comes to the Haftarah, we have one blessing before and a series of 4 blessings basically that are after the Haftarah. If you look at that link, or you have the hard copy if you're here with me, you'll see that the blessing before the Haftarah has the trope, which means that we are going to follow the rules of the trope when it comes to reading that blessing. However, the blessings after the Haftarah do not have the trope, which means it's going to have an independent melody. So that's the bad news. It doesn't follow any specific pattern. The good news, it's very easy and repetitive. Okay. Let's take a look first at the blessing before, and then we're going to jump into the 2 haftarah that we're dealing with as example. And that's basically what we're going to be doing today. So we look at the same methodology as we said all the time. First of all, first layer, we look at the text. We make sure that we can read it correctly with all the accents and phrasing. So Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. We see that above Haolam, we have as a kef katon, right? The 2 dots above the lamed, which tells us that this is a stop. Here we have also a comma, because it's not really a text from the prophets. In the book, in the Tanakh itself, we have only the tropes, but here to make life easier, they put it. Asher Bachar Binvi'im Tovim, the kef katon, again a comma. Veratza V'divreihem HaNe'emarim Be'emet. That's even a bigger stop because that's et nachta, right? We see that under the mem. Baruch Atah Adonai Abocher Batorah Uvemoshe Avdo. Again, we have that stop of the Zakef Katon in the word Avdo above the Daled. Uvi Yisrael Amo. Same thing above the mem, the Zakef Katon. Uvinviei Ha'emet Vatzedek. And I know it's tzedek, because the meteg, that little vertical line, is under the tzadi. So that means that the accent is going to be there, vatzedek. Okay? Now, so after I feel comfortable with reading the Hebrew, and not only reading the Hebrew, but reading the Hebrew with the correct accent on each word, and also with the phrasing, what do? I go to the 8 tropes that we're dealing with first, right? So you have the main patterns that file. Let me just put it here also in the chat. We had it last week, but that's okay. I'm gonna put it again. Just a sec. Okay, you can look at that PDF. It's a page that looks like that. It says main patterns, Haftarah reading workshop, main patterns. And if you can see, in group A, we have 4 tropes: Mercha, Tipcha, Etnachta, and the Sof Pasuk. And then in group B, we have additional 4 tropes: Munach, that precedes as a Kef Katon, the Pashta, and the Ma'apach. Right, so together, 4 and 4, we have 8. So we're going to apply those 8 tropes into the words that we just practiced. So I know, so I have the Pashta. The first one is going to be Pashta on the Baruch. Okay. Then Ata is going to be a Ma'apach. Right. So both appears in group B. Adonai Eloheinu, both Pashtas. If you remember, we have the 2 Pashtas on Eloheinu, and we said one of the rules that we said is that since it's the same trope, we're going to sing the melody only once, right? So Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu, Melech, that's a munach that precedes a kef katon, and Ha'olam is a kef katon. So basically, all those words are part of group B. Then, yeah. Of course they matters. If the question was if it matters above the word or beneath the word, of course it matters, because if it's above the word, it's a totally different trope than underneath the word. It has a different name, different function, and a different melody. Okay? Then Asher is a ma'apach. Again, the trope that we're already familiar with. Okay, it's a pashta. I don't want to go into this pashta versus kadma. Bachar, binvi'im munach, tovim zakef katon. And then, so far, it's all from group B. And then, veratza vedivreihem, that's a mercha tipcha, right? And then hane'emarim, that's again, it's a munach, but that munach does not precede a zakef katon. Therefore, we're going to leave it. Then be'emet is at nachta. Then Baruch Atah Adonai, those are not part of those 8 tropes. And then we go back to Habocher, that's a Ma'apach, Batorah, that's the trope you're already familiar with, the Pashta. Uve Moshe Avdo, Munach Zakef. Uve Israel Amo, Munach Zakef. Uvinviei Ha'emet, Mercha Tipcha, Vatzedek, Sof Pasuk. So we have 4 words that are not part of the patterns. That's all, only 4 words at this point. Okay, so let's put it together and see what's going to happen. So Baruch, because I know Tarada, Pashta, Ata, Mapas. So now, tarara, tarara, Baruch Adonai Eloheinu, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu. And a munach that precedes a kef katon. Munach katon melech haolam. Asher mapach, asher bachar. Binvim tovim munach katon. Binvim tovim. Merchat ipcha veratza vedivreihem. Okay, hanemarim. Be'emet. Be'emet. I'm going to stick with the way I send it in the file. Be'emet etnachtam Baruch ata Adonai. Then, again, a mapach kadma habocher batorah uveMoshe avdo. Same melody. Uvi Israel amo. And then I have the Mechatipcha into Sof Pasuk. Uvin v'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Okay? That's the second layer. Let's do it one more time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar binvim tovim veratza v'divreihem hanemarim, no melody. Be'emet, now no melody. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher batorah, uveMoshe avdo, uveYisrael amo, uvenviei ha'emet v'tzedek. Okay, so I got pretty much like the whole thing except for 4 words, which brings me. Right, which I skipped because it's not part of the 8 notes. It's part of the 8 strokes. Now it's the third layer. I'm going to go back to those. I'm going to add those. So if I go to the page where I have all the tropes listed, or here actually, right? And I found that I have a munach, a regular munach that does not precede as a kef katon. That's the word hane'emarim, the second word in the second line. And then after the word be'emet, in the middle of that line, the second line, I have Baruch atah Adonai, which are Kadma ve'azla and a revi'i. Okay? So what's the melody for Kadma ve'azla? Okay, so that's part of the recording. So you either go to the to the notes, or you go to the recording that I sent. I'm happy. I'm gonna put it there. Just if you want, and you can save it to your computer. One, and here is the other one of the patterns. Okay. So you go to the recording, or to the piano or whatever, and you see Kadma ve'azla, which is Baruch atah. Okay, and then a revi Adonai. Revi. So together, Kadma ve'azla, Revi, Baruch atah Adonai. And now pretty much I have everything. Oh, Hanemarim, Munaf, Munaf. So that's it. Now I have the whole thing. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the bracha, and I'm going to sing it as one unit. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim ורצה בדבריהם הנאמרים באמת ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק. So one tiny thing, I said I'm not going to distinguish between Pashtan and Kadma, and if you look at the full list, they look very similar, right? They both look very, very similar. It really depends on the location of the trope to distinguish between the two. So the Kadma appears earlier in the word. The Pashta is later on in the word. So, for example, you can see it in the word Eloheinu or the third word Adonai. You can see that it's at the end of the word versus the Baruch, which is at the beginning, right? But when it comes to the musical aspect, so some are actually more accurate and will sing them differently. And on the recording that I've made, Kadma versus Tataram, Pashta. So it's Tata versus Tararam. But most people, I think, at least in the beginning, in that stage of the beginning, we're not going to distinguish between them. And so you can take that as a kind of like something in between. And when you feel super comfortable, try to distinguish between. If you look at the music itself, so you see Kadma versus the verses 1, 2, 3, fourth line. Pashta Tata Pa Pa Pam. Okay, it's not a huge difference, especially because it's very difficult sometimes to see the difference between the two. So when you
Eric?
Yes, Jay.
If I may say something, I don't know if you read my email. I actually wrote.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It.
Oh, okay. You're getting email on the spot. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought somebody else mentioned it. It turns out, okay, so as I mentioned to you, in this case, the trop are actually contrived. So this is not a part of the Masorah. The trop have been put on here, not as part of the Masorah reaching back to the earlier times. So here, not distinguishing is not as much of an issue. But it's just that Kadma is a mechaber and Pashta. But
yeah,
this whole arrangement of trop that we sing anyway, even if we do it as it's written, is off the beaten path anyway. It's not even that right. But don't want to get into the weeds.
No, but it's you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that most people sing them the same.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I think you're right.
So theoretically, you know, you can Kadma versus Pashta.
Right. And by the way, I apologize. I thought you would read the email afterwards. I didn't want to.
No, it's okay.
That's why I didn't put
this is interactive, Jay.
Okay, but I didn't know you were getting emails, so I'm gonna stop emails.
So,
Okay.
but I'm saying, like, as a like in the beginning, it's get the melody, and then
Right.
if you feel comfortable, try to distinguish between
Okay,
the
I'm going to
two.
mute myself now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Speech
okay.
and writing.
Okay, so this is the bracha itself. Now, in the you have it both in the PDF and also on the link that I sent you. Oh, sorry, not that. The link that I'm sending you now. I'm sorry, not that I sent you. It's this one. And we're going to take a look at Haftarah for Parashat Re'eh. Okay, so either you can click on this link that I just put in the chat, or open the PDF files that I put on the chat, which has that. Both of them should have that text. Okay. So let's see if we can put it together. So the first level, again, we start with the Hebrew, the vowels, the accents. That's the first level. Aniya, Greg, I can't hear you. You're muted. You need to unmute yourself. There's an icon of a little mic, probably in the bottom. You need to click on that. As long as your mic is red, that means we can't hear you. You need to click on that mic icon. Let me see if I can help you from here.
Try going to full screen and then hit mute, unmute.
Does it help now? No, still muted. You just need to click on that icon, on that mic icon, so it's not red. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes.
I can't stop that. I don't know how to stop that.
Well, the file was opened by one of the programs that we have, like, to play music. You just need to pause it.
If I can't find it. It's in an app, right?
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do it.
I wrote Pashtan, and we have.
I don't know how to stop it.
Kadma is Kadma.
I don't know how to stop it. I'm sorry, I messed up. If I just go out and come back again,
Okay.
that's what I'll have to do. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna take the text and start working with that. So Aniya so'ara lo nuchama. And again, the accent is going to be on the chet, nuchama. Hine anochi marabit bapuch avanaich. That's the zakef over there. So this is where I'm going to stop. Visadetich basapirim. And again, the metek is on the reish. Therefore, it's going to be basapirim. It's not going to be basapirim. It's not going to be basapirim. Basapirim. Besamti kadchod shimshotaich. That's my stop. Ush'arayich le'avnei ekdach. Again, that's a stop because that's etnachta. V'chol gevulech le'avnei chefetz. Okay, and le'avnei chefetz, two words connected with a dash, hyphen, makes it into a one word for our purposes now, and the meteg is going to be on the chet, and therefore it's le'avnei chefetz. Bechol banaich limudei Adonai, verav shalom banaich, bitzdaka tikonani. Okay, you see that it's on the nun. Rachaki me'oshek kilo tirai, right? Umim chita. Here I have two tropes. So we're gonna sing later on both melodies. Umim chita, ki lo tikrav, connected, elai. Hen gor yagur efes me'oti, migar itach alayich yipol. Okay, now here is to Shep's question in the beginning about the Kriyan Chtiv. So you see that the spelling is Hey Nun Sofit, but the brackets tells us that the way we read it is Hine, as if it's written Hey Nun Hey. Okay, so in this particular version, it's in brackets. Sometimes it's going to be on the side, sometimes it's going to be like as a footnote, whatever, but there's always some sort of a something that tells you what's the correct way to read in case we have a difference between Kri and Chtiv, the way we spell the word and the way we actually pronounce it. It's the same. Yeah. Anochi barati. Again, it's barati because you see the munach is on the reish. Barati charash. Nofeach be'esh pecham. It's not pecham, it's pecham because it's on the zakef is on the chet. Umotzi cheli lema'asehu. That's the etnachta. Ve'anochi barati mashchit lechabel. Okay. Kol keli yutzar alayich lo yitzlach, vechol lashon takum itach. Takum it. See, the two words are connected. Takum itach lamishpat tareshi, zot nachalat avdei Adonai vetzidekatam meiti neum Adonai. Okay, let's go into a little bit of music here. Okay, so we see Aniyah Soara in the beginning. It's Merchat Itcha. Aniyah Soara Munach Lo Nuchama or Nuchama. I'm used to go tararara at nafta, but this is, I'm going to stick the way I recorded it to you guys, and it's in the music. Et nachta nuchama. And then I'm going to skip that. Hine anochi marabitz. Right? It's a mapach. And then I have bapuch avanayich visadetich basapirim. So, two ways to go with that now. After we feel comfortable with that pasuk, there are two ways to go about that. One is to continue with the 8 tropes for the entire Haftarah, and then go back and add the words with the other tropes, which I recommend. The other way is to do one pasuk at a time, but to complete it. Meaning, Aniyah Soara Lo Nuchama, we're going to add now the music for the Kadma ve'Azla, Hine Anochi, finish the pasuk, have it complete, and only then move to the next pasuk. So two methods: either go one pasuk at the time, complete it completely, and then move to the second pasuk, or do the entire haftarah with the 8 tropes, and then go back to the haftarah, to the beginning, and add the missing tropes. Okay? You need to know what works for you better. How? I'm sorry? Both at the same time? How that's possible? No. I'm saying like A and B go together. But I'm saying like the question is, do you do the entire haftarah with the 8 tropes first, and then go back and add the missing tropes, or you do one pasuk at a time. One pasuk, you do the 8 tropes, you add the missing tropes, and only then you move to the second pasuk. Yeah, you need to know, different people, different, you need to know what works for you better. There's no right or wrong here. It's what works for you better. You need to try and see what works for you better. Okay, we're gonna do that now. We're gonna add the kadma ve'azla. So aniya soara lo nuchama kadma ve'azla hine anochi. And back to the patterns. Marabit ba'puf avanayich visadetich basapirim. That's the end of the first pasuk. Second pasuk. ושמתי קדחוד שמשותייך ושערייך לאבני אקדח בכל גבולך לאבני חפץ. ושמתי קדחוד שמשותייך ושערייך לאבני אקדח בכל גבולך לאבני חפץ. Here I didn't have any additional tropes. V'chol banaich limudei Adonai, v'rav shalom banaich. And this is, by the way, tells, this is a very famous pasuk, obviously, but you can see what's the right way to say it. A lot of people say, v'rav shalom, meaning that the shalom is rav. It's not exactly that. It's Verav Shlom Banai. Right? If you attach 2 words, it's going to be Shlom and Banai rather than Rav and Shlom. Let me just add those files here. Oops, sorry about that. One. Two. Three. Okay. וכל בנייך לימודי אדוני ורב שלום בנייך. Next pasuk. בצדקה תיכונני רחקי מעושק כי לא תיראי וממחיתה כי לא תקרב אלייך. בצדקה תיכונני רחקי מעושק כי לא תיראי וממחיתה כי לא תקרב אלייך. Okay? Next pasuk. Hen gor yagur efes meoti migar itach alayich yipol. You already see that the word yagur has a tvir. So this one I'm going to skip for now. I'm going to do one, like, I'm going to do it without that word first. Then I'm going to add it. Actually, also the munach, the first munach on the word hen. I'm going to skip that as well. So hen, gor, mercha, gor, and then yagur, efes, meoti, migar itach, alayich yipol. Now I'm going to add hen, munach, mercha, gor. Now I'm going to add the tvir on the word yagur. Tevir yagur. And then I continue. Efes meoti migarita alayich yipol. The next pasuk. Hine anochi barati charash nofeach be'esh pecham umotzi cheli lema'asehu ve'anochi. That's already, I see that word I'm going to skip. Barati mashchit lechabel. Hine hapach, hine anochi barati charash nofeach be'esh pecham umotzi cheli lema'asehu ve'anochi barati mashchit lechabel. Then I add that word, ve'anochi. It's a tvir. Ve'anochi tvir. So everything together. Hine anochi barati charash nofeach be'esh pecham ומוציא חלי למעשהו ואנוכי בראתי משחית לחבל. Next pasuk. כל כלי יוצר עלייך לא יצלח וכל לשון תקום איתך למשפט תרשיעי. זאת נחלת עבדי אדוני וצדקתם מאיתי נאום אדוני. Here I have a lot of words that are not part of the pattern. So beginning is kol kli, that's a gershaim, okay? Put it aside. And then bechol lashon, that's a tvir. Put it aside. Zot, that's a pazer, okay? Then I have the klisha. Where am I? I lost my place. Oh, nachalat. Nachalat is klisha ktana. Okay, there's a klisha ktana, klisha gdola. It depends on the direction of that magnifying glass. Okay. Adonai v'tzidkatam, that's a darga tevir, and that's it. So we'll start without all those words. Kol kli yutzar alayich lo yitzlach v'chol lashon takum itach lamishpat tareshi zot nachalat עבדי אדוני וצדקתם מאיתי נאום אדוני. פפררררה גרשיים כל כלי יוצר עלייך לא יצלח. Now the tvir we already know. Pa, 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 v'chol lashon. Then takum itach lamishpat harashi. Pazer, I don't think we had before. Pa, 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 pa. Zot. Okay, and then the tlisha. Da, 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 da. Nachalat. I'm simplifying a little bit. Nachalat or nachalat. Avtei Adonai, Darga Adonai, Betzidkatam Tevir, Meiti, Neum Adonai. Next, Hoi Kol Tzameh Lechu Lamayim, that's my stop. Vasher Ein Lo Kasef, here's my stop. Lechu shivru ve'echolu. That's my stop. Ulechu shivru ve'lo chesef. Already see that that is a tvir. I'm going to put that aside. Uve'lo mechir yain ve'chalav. Hoi kol tzameh. Actually, hoi kol tzameh. Lechu lamayim. Vasher ein lo kasef lechu shivru vecholu ulechu shivru velo chesef uvelo mechir yain vechalav. Now I go back. Ulechu munach revi, ulechu shivru. Or if it's too difficult, by the way, you can do it to simplify it. Pa 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 pam shivru. If you're da 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 da, too many little notes, so you can, a little bit. Ulechu shivru. Velo chesef tevir kapapapam. It's not chesef, chesef. Okay, and that's it. You have the whole pasuk. Next one. Lama tishkelu chesef velo lechem vigiachem Belo lesova. Here, again, you need to have like a good edition of the text, so you'll know that that word sova, even though it's spelled with a kamatz, it's a kamatz katan, and the kamatz katan has the o sound. So we spoke about that in the past. That, for example, the tikkun korim by simanim will have slightly different shape of the kamatz. It's a little bit bigger. That tells you it's a kamatz katan, and it's an o sound. The Rinat Israel in their sidurim do the same thing, and I think, Jay, do you remember if the Art Scroll also do that in their tikkun? I don't remember.
Oh, Art Scroll in their tikkun. I have it. I
have it also, but like in my office, I don't remember.
Has it.
Koren has it.
A tikkun, but the Tanakh has it.
The kamatz katan.
Yes, Koren has kamatz katan, and
okay.
Which is between Shvana and Shvanach.
Excellent.
Manim.
So one of those editions that you can see the difference, and so it's lesova. Shim'u shamoa elai ve'ichlu tov v'tit'anag badeshen nafshechem. It's nafshechem because the meteg is right there on the chaf. It's not nafshechem, it's not nafshechem, it's nafshechem. Okay. Lama tishkelu chesef velo lechem vigiachem belo lesova shim'u shamoa elai veichlu tov ותתענג בדשן נפשכם. Next, הטו אוזניכם, again, it's a קמץ קטן on the aleph. הטו אוזניכם ולכו אליי, שמעו ותחי נפשכם, ואכרתה לכם ברית עולם, חסדי דוד הנאמנים. הטו אוזניכם ולכו אליי, שמעו ותחי נפשכם, ואכרתה לכם ברית עולם, חסדי דוד הנאמנים. Next one is hen. Already see that it's a tvir. I'm gonna put that aside. Red leumim netativ. That's my stop. Nagid umetzaveh leumim. Hen. Ed leumim netativ. Nagid umetzaveh leumim, adding tevir, leumim, netativ, nagid umetzaveh leumim. And the last pasuk over there, hen goy lo teda tikra, stop, vegoy lo yedaucha elecha yarutzu, etnachta, stop. למען אדוני אלוהיך, stop, ולקדוש ישראל כי פארך. Right? And that meta goes on the resh. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to end. That's the end of the Haftarah. And on that recording and also on the music notation, as I mentioned last time, there's when it comes to the end of the Haftarah, in a similar way that we have like the end of Aliyah, for example, in the Torah reading, we have like a special melody. Or variation on that. There's variations on that theme, depends on, you know, where you get the music for the tropes. As you can see, that's the end of the Haftarah. Yeah, everybody has like a little bit different. Everybody sings at a little, you know, slightly different. Okay, so what's important, and if you look back at the list of the rules, is that that I said last time, is that I say it's a list because I think I actually put it there. Yeah. Or not. It's that we make the change on the tipcha. So many times, unfortunately, what we hear is that people make that change of the melody at the end. Like on here, it's going to be on the word kife'arach. No, it's supposed to be on the last tipcha of the Haftarah. Okay? So therefore, it's going to be on the word Yisrael. Third on the Aleph, where the tipcha is. The tipcha is on the Aleph. Correct. The word Israel, the tipcha is on the Aleph. Okay, well, we'll get there in a second. So, hen, goy lo teda tikra, vegoy lo yedaucha, elecha yarutzu leman Adonai Elohecha. And here the change is going to happen. I'm going to leave it for a second. Oh no, we don't have any other tropes, so that's fine. So one more time. And munach גוי לא תדע תקרא, וגוי לא ידעוך, אליך ירוצו למען אדוני אלוהיך, ולקדוש, right? That's the מרחק. ישראל כפארך. Pa 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 ra 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 da ra 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 ra. That's another way to do that. As long as it's one of those ways, there's variations on the theme. Right? Yisrael kife'arach. That's correct. The word Israel is where the change occurs. Correct. That's what I said. It's the tipcha. So be careful with that, because sometimes we hear something, Beligdosh Israel, Beligdosh Israel, Kife'ara, and that's wrong. Okay, so be careful with that. And that's the whole Haftarah. I know it's easy when I do it. It's not easy, but that's the method. So, Greg, I'm going to ask you to unmute and ask your question in a second. In the meantime, next week, what I'm going to do is in a final thing. What I would like to do is on the website. If you go to Beth Jacob website, right? You go to Beth Jacob website, you will see actually I can send that link here. It's not that complicated though. You see learn with us, and there's one of the tabs, learn with us, and on that tab you will see Chazon Arik class resources. You click on that and you will find a summary of the stuff, and you'll see a bunch of the stuff. But on the left side, you'll see the Haftarah of Vayechi and the Re'eh, and there's also recordings of them. And you can listen to that, you can practice with that. If you need, if it's from some reason doesn't work for you, just let me know, I'll send it to you directly. But the point is, what I would like to do is, if possible, if anyone is in the mood, to take this week and try to prepare at least part of one of those haftarot, and we can, work on that on a practical level next time. I'm going to start though next time with the blessings after the haftarah, and then we're gonna the rest of the time we're going to spend on somebody.
That's the message you get when you click on one of those.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so that's terrible. I will send. Do me a favor, just send me an email, and I'll send it to you directly. Those recordings. Okay. I'll just send me an email during the week, and I will send it to you directly. Okay, Greg. I think Greg is frozen. Greg, are you with us? Yeah. Okay. Can you unmute and ask us what? trouble in the mic. Doesn't want to cooperate. Okay.
This is,
Oh, here we go. We can hear you.
okay.
Talk to me.
I'm just having trouble with the computer. I got lost there. I can't get back and forth. Now, I got you, well, where did and I got, try to find where the source sheets went to. Okay,
Don't
all
worry. I'll send it to you directly to your email. Don't worry.
right, so here are the source sheets. I've got it.
Okay.
Okay, so what I've got here is, but I missed the part we went over the notes.
We went over the notes. So there's a MP3 file that
Yeah.
has all the tropes, and there's an MP3 file that
Oh,
has
open MP3.
the patterns.
Okay,
And if from some reason you can't open it or whatever, there's a problem or you can't find it, just email me. I need those files, and I'll email it directly to your email, and you can, you know what? Let me do it right now. Why am I like?
can you fix the notes that are sideways?
Notes that are sideways? What does it
The
mean?
melody, the melody one, they're just, okay, you got the thing here. You got the brachas that come in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you got the marks for the tropes, okay, so go, right? And then the next part with the music sheets are sideways.
Yes. Okay, so
They print 2 pages on the sheet. That's why,
right,
that's why they're landscape view.
correct. I did it. Yeah. So either you rotate it,
Okay,
So if you print it, you'll turn it
or if you
sideways.
print it and then you just like hold it. Okay. But if there's any problem with any of the files or any of the information, just let me know, and I'm happy to send it to you directly. And then you can save it into your computer and you can do whatever you want with that. Or I can give you even hard copy if you want, Greg. If you're here tomorrow morning in the Minyan, I'm happy to
yeah,
give you
it's
hard copies. So I can give you a hard copy of the whole thing. I have it right here. So tomorrow morning I'll give it to you. That's
Okay.
easier. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Very good. So hopefully, somebody, all of you, somebody's going to volunteer and prepare at least part of a Haftarah, either Re'eh or Vayechi, which are easy Haftarot, I think, or any Haftarah that you want. That's fine. We have Chumashim here, and we can work around that, and we can, try to do it as a group effort and see if we can, if we understand the methodology, and we can, even if it's going to be like one pasuk, it's fine. The idea here is that, that you'll know how to do that.
Yeah.
And then the more you do it and the more you practice, obviously, like everything else in life, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. Just a matter of practice. And
Can you review the dig duk that you were talking about earlier in terms of the was it a kata patach, or you were making reference?
the kamatz katan.
Kamatz katan, and could
Yeah.
you?
So basically, I'm not getting into the rules of the dikduk. I just recommend to get one of the editions of a chumash where it's already marked for you. Whether it's Koren or Simanim, which is Feldheim, or one of those. And not only that they do the Kamatz Katan, they would do also Shva Nach and Shva Na. It will help you also tremendously. So this is my recommendation, to get one of those chumashim that
When you do the Haftorah from
Yeah.
the book, from the Sefer of Haftorot, it's got the big print.
I wouldn't use that. The Haftarah book that we have, well, actually depends what. So I'm gonna say the following. Upstairs in Chappelle Sanctuary, for example, we use the Haftarah book. It's a brown book by Shiloh edition. It's not good. It's not accurate. Downstairs at Benny's, they have a the ones that buy Simanim edition, which is fantastic. So
I don't know which one our minion uses. I'm on the other side of town.
yeah, but it really doesn't matter what they have. You can use your own.
I can't find it.
As I said, like last week,
It's the toolbox.
When you're at the Bima,
yeah, absolutely, at the Bima, you
you have
can
to
use your
schlep
own
it to
chumash.
shul.
What?
You have to schlep it to shul if you're going to use it. If you're at the Bima,
Yeah,
if you're
so-
actually doing the Haftorah in shul.
yeah.
Tools.
But if you practice that and you know that you're going to do that week, what's the big deal? Even if you can slap a photocopy of it.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like unlike Minhag Yerushalayim, where actually they read it in many places from a class.
cloth,
which,
yeah.
you know, that then you have to really have to prepare. But if that's not the case, you can read it from wherever. I mean, I know that a lot of shuls have the custom to read it from a Tanakh, right? Tanakh Maleh, or at least a Nach,
Uh-huh.
that Nevim Ktuvim. I think that 99% of the times you will be okay with reading it specifically from your own chumash or your own version or whatever.
But what are the differences when you identify them? How are they different? Is what I was wanting to get clarified.
So for example, it really depends on the edition, but for example, I think the Koren and the Simanim and Rinat Israel, even though Rinat Israel it's in the Sidur, it's not Tanakh. The Kamatz Katan is bigger. It's just kind of longer. It's longer and it's kind of a bulkier shape to it, which tells you it's an O sound. It's Kamatz Katan. I can tell you that in the Simanim edition, the two shvas are, one of them is like it's two little dots and the other one is two squares. So you know which is shvanach and which is shvana. I think I want to say, I don't remember which other edition I saw
Koren.
that.
The
Maybe
Koren
Koren,
has-
maybe Art Scroll. I don't remember that. It's like a little bit. The
The
two
Koren
dots
makes
are a bit-
Shvanah thicker.
One of them, I think, has a diamond kind of a, it's a square, but it's on the point. So it's like a diamond.
I haven't seen that. I don't remember. I know that one of them has like the dots are a little bit like bulkier,
Bolder,
Yeah.
bolder. That's the
bolder
type,
than the
Koren.
others.
Yeah.
That's a Koren, okay.
Hold on.
So any of those will be fine. It's like whatever works for you. I'm saying that it's a little thing of getting used to read it from a source, from a chumash, or that helps you.
But I'm asking because I did Machzor a couple of weeks ago, Lech Lecha,
Yeah.
but I did it from their Sefer, from their Sefer Haftorot, and that's what it said on the front cover, Haftorot,
Right. So the
And
question.
I saw the large colons and the small colons, but I never learned the differences. And so when you're talking about them, I'm trying to, look at, when I look
Well,
at,
it's going to be easier if I knew which edition is their Sefer Haftarot, so I'll know more. But
after next Shabbos, I'll look and I'll tell
okay,
you.
just look at what edition. Yeah, look and let me know. There, as I said, there are a bunch of them out there. There's a one that we use sometimes is by Shiloh. It's
Uh-huh.
not good.
I will look.
I personally don't like it. I think it's not accurate.
Mhm.
But the one by Simanim is fantastic.
Shiloh, by the way, even has incorrect consonants sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
really?
Only that one. It's-
Even, yeah. So yeah. But the Simanim one that we have, Jay, right? Am I correct? Like the Simanim, the one we have in Benny's is really good. I like it. I like it a lot.
How do they differ in their pronunciation between Sephardic and Ashkenazi?
Oh, that's a whole different Timus.
Yeah, but is it a carrot tzimmus or is it a potato tzimmus?
Exactly. Like I don't do
You don't do Ashkenaz.
I can, but I don't.
Yeah, but if someone's minhag is Ashkenaz, how can they translate from the nigun that you use?
No, the nigun is the same thing. The
So-
nigun is the same thing. It doesn't change. The pronunciation is.
Or the pronunciation is going to change.
Yeah, but not the nigun, not the melody.
Or an ah makes a difference. And when, it's like in the
No, not
Taimani, the ayin has a sound. In Taimani, the ayin has a sound.
Correct, but it's still not going to make any difference in
Right.
when it comes. It's not going to make any difference in this. Well, if you read Yemenite trope, you're going to have like a whole different set of
Right.
of,
I
of